So number 1, the correct answer is letter D, and number 2, the correct answer is film screen contact. So number 3, misalignment of the tube part image receptor relationship will result in shape distortion. So it will result to magnification. It can result also to minification if applicable. So letter A. Then number 4, which of the following is or are considered a geometric factor or factors controlling the recorded detail? So ang keyword ninyo, ang question, tatandaan nyo is it controls. Okay? So OID, yes, correct. So lahat ng 1, tama. So this is wrong na. Diba? Wala siyang 1. Number 2, SID, that is correct. So distance, diba? Distance. This is wrong. So, dalawa na lang yung papipilian, letter B or letter D. So, screen speed. So, this is not directly influencing the recorded detail. So, this is more on sa contrast lang siya, pero indirectly. So, the correct answer is 1 and 2 only. So, number 5. Although the stated focal spot size is measured directly under the actual focal spot, effective focal spot size actually varies along the width of the X-ray beam. So, di ba, for example, ito yung ating anode. Then, we have here the actual focal spot. Ito yung ating actual focal spot. And then, yung X-rays natin will go here. This is the cathode side, this is the anode side. Then, meron din dito. So, sabi dito, effective focal spot size actually varies along the width of the X-ray beam. So, yung width niya. So, at which portion of the X-ray beam is the effective focal spot the smallest? So, syempre, dito sa anode end. So, this is the correct answer. So, next, number 6. Which of the following will result in the best recorded detail? So, the best recorded detail can be obtained using the smallest focal spot available. So, this one. Ito yung pinakamaliit na pinakamaliit na focal spot size. So, usually, these are, ito yung ginagamit nila sa mga joint radiography, sa mga angiography, sa blood vessels, sa fractures, and ang 1 mm focal spot naman sa general radiography. So, letter D is the correct answer. Number 7. All of the following are related to recorded detail except. So, that is related sa ating object detail, except, so motion, yes, it affects the recorded detail, diba? Because it can result to image blurring if merong motion. Object image distance, yes, so because of the magnification. Screen speed, yes. So, baka mag-wonder kayo kanina, controlling factor, hindi kasama yung screen speed. So, it does not control the recorded detail, pero related siya. Yun nga lang indirectly. So, kasama pa siya dito sa ating choices. So, correct? Correct din siya. So, grid ratio is not related to recorded detail directly because, again, more on sa contrast ang grid ratio. So, 7, D is the correct answer. Number 8, foreshortening may be caused by the radiographic object being placed an angle to the image receptor. Yes, it can result to foreshortening if naka-angulate yung ating part ng patient. Dapat kasi either parallel siya or perpendicular, depende kung ano yung image being produced. Pero dapat hindi siya naka-angulate kasi dapat lahat ng parts ng patient to be examined is dapat nakadikit sa ating IR. So, if there is an angulation, so it can result to foreshortening. Number 2, insufficient distance between the focus and the image receptor. Meaning between the focal spot and the image receptor, or it simply means the SID. So, kulang ang SID natin, so it can result also to foreshortening. So, lahat ng 1, lahat ng 2, tama. So, lahat ng may 1, so this is correct. So, ito wala siyang 1. So, lahat ng may 2, so tama. So, this is wrong kasi wala siyang 2. So, dalawa na lang yung pagpipilian natin. So, the very little distance between the object and the image receptor, or this refers to, this one is SID, this one refers to OID. So, ang binigay na statement dito is very little distance. Ibig sabihin, nakadikit yung ating part sa ating image receptor, and that is the recommended distance, di ba? As much as possible, nakadikit yung ating patient or yung part being examined sa ating IR para walang magnification or foreshortening. So, therefore, number 3 cannot cause foreshortening. So, this is wrong. So, letter C is the correct answer. So, next is number 9. When an intensifying screen continues to glow after the X-ray exposure has ended, the screen is said to possess, yes, screen lag or afterglow. The other term is afterglow. So, fluorescence, kapag wala ng stimulant, wala ng X-ray exposure, wala na ring light. Luminescence is the general term that can that includes both fluorescence and phosphorescence. So, the other term for lag is screen lag is afterglow or phosphorescence. So, again, phosphorescence and fluorescence is under the luminescence. So, when we say incandescence, it is the emission of electromagnetic radiation, for example, in a form of light, or emission of light from a hot surface when it has a high temperature. So, pag sinabi nating incandescence, ang isang object, nag-i-emit siya ng electromagnetic radiation. Most common is the visible light. Diba yung visible light natin is a form of electromagnetic radiation. So, nag-i-emit ang isang object ng visible light kapag mainit ang kanyang temperature. So, that is what we mean by incandescence. So, hindi siya yung katulad ng luminescence na kapag na-expose lang sa X-rays, it will emit light. Yung incandescence, ito yung property ng isang object na kailangan mainit siya bago siya mag-emit ng light. So, most common example dito is yung ating thermionic emission na nangyayari sa ating filament. So, kung mainit na yung ating filament, if we apply high tube current, so it will glow. Pag nag-glow yung ating, what do you call this? Pag nag-glow yung ating filament, dahil sobrang init niya, so yun nga nag-i-emit siya ng light, at the same time, mag-i-emit siya ng electrons. Another example for incandescence is yung mga incandescent bulbs natin noon, yung mga dating bumbilya, yung parang dark yellow yung kulay niya, parang orange. So, ngayon hindi na siya ginagamit, pero di ba meron noon, ewan ko kung naabutan nyo yun. So, yun, kapag mainit na siya, kapag inon mo yung ilaw, so hindi pa siya ganon kaliwanag. Then later, unti-unti siya nagliliwanag habang umiinit na yung filament ng incandescent bulb or nung bumbilya na yon. Okay, so yun yung incandescence. For number 10, which of the following has an effect on distortion? So, source to image distance, of course, is the SID. So, lahat ng 1 tama. So, this is wrong. Angulation of the X-ray tube. So, syempre, kapag mali yung pagkaka-angulate ng X-ray tube natin or walang alignment between the tube, the part of the patient being examined, and the IR, so it will result to distortion. So, this is also correct. So, lahat ng may 2, tama. So, mali ito. Dalawa na lang. Next is angulation of the part, of course. Na-discuss na natin yan earlier. So, kapag na-angulate yung part, may gap between the part and the IR. So, there will be a distortion. So, this is the correct answer. 11. So, grid ratio is defined as the relationship between the height of the lead strips. So, diba, yung grid ratio natin is the height of the lead strips divided by the distance. So, ito yung distance between the lead strips or between the interspace material. So, this is the correct answer. So, letter B. Next, number 12. So, of the following groups of exposures, exposure factors, which will produce the greatest radiographic density. So, again, sinabi ko kanina, so greatest radiographic density, so we will base that sa ating unang-una, pwede nating tingnan yung SID. So, the shortest SID. So, 36. So, may 36 din dito. So, ibig sabihin, wala na ito. So, yung choices na lang is either A or D. Then, we will compare the MAS. So, this is 200 times 0.05 and this is 200 times 0.1. Okay, so, alin sa kanila yung pinakamataas na density? Pinakamataas na MAS. So, 200 times 0.05, that is 10 MAS. And 200 times 0.1, that is 20. So, ito yung pinakamataas na MAS. So, therefore, this is the correct answer. So, the higher the MAS, the greater the density. And at the same time, tingnan rin natin yung ating SID. Mas malapit yung ating tube sa ating IR, so mas increased ang density. Okay, so letter D. 13. How is SID related to exposure rate and image density? So, as SID increases, exposure rate increases, and image density increases. So, is this correct? So, kapag malayo yung ating tube, yung density natin nag-increase din, di ba? Hindi, decrease na. So, this is wrong. So, lahat ng nag-decrease ang image density, yun yung ating choice. So, eto na lang, yung B and D. So, titingnan natin yung B. So, SID increases, exposure rate increases, image density increases. Yes, correct. How about ang D? So, exposure rate decreases. So, this is wrong. So, mas mabilis na rin yung ating exposure. So, the correct answer is letter B. So, increase ang exposure rate, at the same time, decrease ang density. So, 14. If the rad tech is unable to adjust the MAS, yet needs to reduce the density of a particular image by 1/2, which of the following would best accomplish this? So, kapag hindi raw pwede